This is what you've been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen,
talk of the
the
town.
frickin' Switch 2 is real, baby.
All right.
Whew!
Nintendo Switch 2. Let me hit you. So here's how
Hit
we're
me
going
with
to do
some
this.
facts.
I'm going to hit you with some facts, and then we can just talk for a little bit about it. All right?
Yeah.
So, Switch 2 got revealed in a 2-minute and 22-second trailer that also happens to be 2 months, 2 weeks, and 2 days from the official Nintendo Switch 2 Direct.
Okay.
I don't know if that had to be intentional. There's no way you get that many coincidences lined up.
Mm-hmm.
But there was that. It was revealed on Thursday, January 16th. It was a pretty short trailer that really was just like, hey, here's the Switch. Here's the, new Joy-Cons. Here's the new screen. Here's the whole yada, 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 yada. We get to see the Joy-Con running across the table, presumably in some kind of mouse mode, which I'll talk about in a minute. The Joy-Cons are seemingly magnetic now instead of doing the snap-on like they
Which
were
is so
before.
much better.
What else? It's a bigger screen. I think it was 8 inches was the number I heard, which I've seen pictures of like mock-up models compared to the OLED, and it's massive.
Okay.
Like, it's huge. And then it will be backwards compatible with all of your Switch 1 games, with a little asterisk because there's some games like Ring Fit Adventure, Labo, 1-2 Switch, like games that are very reliant on the old set of Joy-Cons will not be compatible out the box with Switch 2. I'm sure your old Joy-Cons will be compatible like the Wiimotes were with the Wii U, and you could still use them. They just weren't like the default. So I'm sure it'll be fine, but for a broad statement of like what they were saying in the trailer, it makes sense. So like you'll be able to pop Breath of the Wild in there and Mario Kart 8, and which might not need Mario Kart 8, but that's a different story. And then there's a full Switch 2 Direct on April 2nd, which I'm assuming will not only give us a better look at the console and like here's how the games are going to work, here's how, here's a better look at the mouse mode and like that kind of stuff, but also games and that kind of stuff. So, and then they also showed off what appears to be Mario Kart 9.
Man.
With 24 players.
24 players.
Dude.
That's so dope.
That's going to be crazy. If I get knocked all the way back to 24th, I'm uninstalling the game. Like, that's it. If I get blue shelled in first and go back to 24th, I'm like, that's it. I'm done.
Can you imagine these 200cc online matches with 24, like double the people that you have now?
That's going to be so crazy.
Oh my gosh. Getting first will be such an accomplishment for that,
Yeah.
Because you're like, yeah, I got 8th, which is the new 6th. So
yeah. All right, give me some thoughts before I go crazy here.
All right, I'll let you go crazy in a second. So I saw the trailer, and at first I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, because I didn't expect it to actually be called Switch 2.
Yep.
And I was like, it's kind of like, when everyone was like, Breath of the Wild 2, Breath of the Wild 2, and then it was like Tears of the Kingdom, and we were like, that's so much better. So I feel like this was, that kind of caught me off guard, and they did the Switch icon with the 2, and I was like, is this really what we, but also essentially by the time the trailer was over, I'd gotten over it. I was like, yeah, this is great. I think the magnetic system is so much better. The amount of times I've wrestled with the little locking system, sometimes it gets jammed, and then the little Joy-Con slip-ons to make the buttons easier. Sometimes you wrestle with that. I think it's super sleek, the black look. I'm curious if they do a white one for the Switch 2. I'm also curious to see if they go for an OLED eventually, because it is the LCD screen. I'm also kind of all right, if it's that massive, are they gonna do an OLED that's because at that point you have an iPad. You really, what's too big for portability? So I'm curious about that. Mario Kart 9 looks insane. I think that I'm curious about the mouse mode. I don't fully understand what that means, but I'm sure you'll explain that. It looks really dope. I'm concerned about the price. I have a sneaking suspicion that it's gonna be weirdly expensive. But also, here's kind of what I thought about the trailer. Was I was like, this is awesome It looks so good. Mario Kart 9 looks great. I'm hoping that our backwards compatible games can get like upscaled in a way that's not gross. So I'm hoping that like Breath of the Wild can like look better without just being like, yeah, we had a freaking like little AI enhancer that like makes it sharper. I hope that that's the case, but I'm also kind of like, all right, show me the specs and then I can really tell you like what I think. Because like if the Switch 2 was like booty cheeks ugly, but it could run like Final Fantasy and like run Minecraft at a 10 render distance.
Minecraft
If it can run
Fortnite,
Minecraft,
dude?
if it can run Fortnite and Minecraft without imploding, like these standard games that like everyone plays, highest selling console of all time. Calling it right now. It'll beat the PS2. Like bonkers.
So, let me ask you this. Well, one. Okay, so you said there's a couple things you said that I wanted to respond to, and I already forgot what they were. You talked about the white. Okay, so from what I've heard, we're back into like rumors and leaks and stuff. There is 3 SKUs, which is 3 versions in the launch year. The one that we've seen that's like the black with the like subtle colors, a white one that is white Joy-Cons, white console, not just like the OLED where it was a white Joy-Cons on a black console, and then a special themed one for a game that features 9 in the title, which everyone is assuming is a Mario Kart version. So I think they'll end up doing a white one. What I more want them to do, and I like this version of the Switch too. This will probably be the one that I end up getting, is the like black and the neon colors underneath, which I think is really slick. I think it works great.
It's really slick.
The only thing I don't like, and this kind of goes into what I want them to do, is more colored Joy-Cons, because like I really like my Skyward Sword ones that are all like one solid color. I don't want all of them to be like black with green and pink underneath. Like, no, make full colored ones, because that's what gave the Switch its personality and its flair, because then everyone could have different colored Joy-Cons. Like my sister and I have different colored Joy-Cons.
Right.
So,
and that's how you tell them apart.
what does bother me is the inside where the Joy-Cons go is colored to those Joy-Cons. So if you get the black Switch with the red and the red and the blue, and then you get like these Joy-Cons that are, you know, blue and purple, if I put them in and I take them out, you're going to see that like, oh, these are not the default Joy-Cons.
Right.
So it's like, and it's one of those things that won't really matter, because when it's in the dock, like nobody cares.
Right.
And then when it's together, like it's fine.
Right.
I think they could get away with doing an OLED and not having to make it bigger, because if you think about the Switch OLED, it's not physically bigger than the Switch. It's a little wider because of what they had to do internally to make the screen bigger. But I think that'll be fine. I don't think it's going to be like another jump. And honestly, if you do get much bigger, it is going to feel like an iPad.
Right.
And then it kind of starts to lose that portability. So I think even if they did like a Switch 3, God forbid, like 10 years from now. Okay, hold on. Can we go back?
Yeah.
The Switch 1 was revealed in January 2017. That was 8 years ago. We've had 2 presidents since the Switch came out. That's crazy to me.
It feels
wild.
so new, but it feels so new.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't lost its touch.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And this just goes back to my theory that the Switch 2 is pretty close to a perfect console. Like, because what could you, like, assuming the Switch 2 has all the, like, spec capabilities that we're looking for, what else do you add to a console to make it better?
So, here's what I'll tell you in terms of specs, and then I want to talk about the mouse thing real quick.
Yeah.
Is specs that have leaked, which again are not official, but coming from the same people who leaked all the Joy-Cons and stuff, and now that's legit, is I think docked, it's on par with an Xbox Series S.
Whoa.
And then handheld, it's on par with a PS4. So
No.
that's the kind of power they're messing with.
No.
And it comes from, they have, all right, don't anybody get mad when I say this buzzword. It has AI upscaling. But not in like it's not generative AI, okay,
Right,
guys?
right.
It's literal artificial intelligence that takes what the hardware is feeding it and tells, okay, now I'm going to use a software to bump that up without
To
pulling any
interpolate it.
more from the hardware. So it's like a whole thing. Nintendo has their own patent on their own technology to do that.
That's
so it's
awesome.
specifically built for Switch
That's
2,
baller.
which is how you're going to get like something like the Switch that can be super small and portable, but look like a PS4 game. And before
Right.
anybody starts being like, oh, PS4 games were ugly, shut up. Half the PS5 games are still on PS4. Like,
Right.
get off my case. Anyway, do you have your Switch with you right now?
I do, yeah.
Do you have access to your Joy-Cons? I'm going to show you how this mouse thing works. So you can get a better idea of it. Because I didn't fully understand it until I had it in my hand.
So, like, if I take the Joy-Con...
Yep, that's the right one, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, because you're right-handed.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to take it, and you're going to put it so that this part
The black...
is
yeah.
down
Hold
on... Yeah. Okay, so you're going to put that down, and then you just kind of hold it like it's a mouse.
Oh my gosh.
Do you see how comfortable that is?
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and like you can use the joystick, or you could slide ahead and you can hit the buttons, and then you hold the other one in your hand. So think about playing a shooter. Think about
Oh
like
my
playing
gosh.
Fortnite,
Oh my gosh.
like this.
Hold on. I get it now.
And you've got
Hey,
your
that's
movement
my,
stick.
That's my basketball. Hold on.
You've got your movement stick in your left hand,
Shut
and you've got your
up.
aiming and shooting in the other hand, and you can do both.
So am I supposed to do like 2 fingers like that?
No. You hold the other Joy-Con like this in your hand,
Oh, like that.
like normal. Like you hold it like
But
normal.
face down.
No. Look, like
No.
this,
Oh, like that.
just like this, and you use it like a Wiimote.
Oh.
And then the other one is on the table, and you can move it around and like shoot it. And I was like experimenting with this the other night, of like pretending like I'm playing Fortnite, and I'm like doing the mouse whip around for the camera, and then you
Oh,
have
like-
all your shooting like on this side,
like
reload.
Wiimote.
Yeah, like it's
That's
actually kind of sick.
What a good idea.
And it's super, like, it's one of those gimmicks that doesn't take away from what the Switch is, but
No.
it adds to it.
Right.
It's kind of like the perfect gimmick,
That's awesome.
where it's like the Switch can still be this super uber portable console that you know
Right.
you dock and take out, and it still has that like funky Nintendo gimmick of, well, we're gonna
Like-
put a mouse in the Joy-Con because why not?
That's awesome. I understand now.
And now you can use it for like Fortnite, Splatoon. On that podcast, we talked about using it for like Mario Kart, and
Yeah.
how you can do like, you could like motion with your hand to do drifts and stuff. And that's how you do your drifts, is like you have to actually hold it and then let it go. Like
And then,
there's
like-
so much potential. Mario Maker
That's
3, do a
awesome.
point and click mouse. Like there's so much potential with it, and I'm just excited to see how it gets used. Like
That's
Animal
awesome.
Crossing, the next Animal Crossing, if they have
Right.
terraforming again, like all of these
Yeah.
little things that I think would be really cool. So
That's dope.
all in all, Switch 2, very cool.
Very cool.
I've
Can't wait.
shown my Switch OLED the Switch 2. You can see it on my second monitor there, just so it knows that it's getting replaced. So
Hold on one
you
second.
w-
Giving my Switch body dysmorphia. Hold on.
Are you gonna try to get a Switch 2 this year, or are you gonna wait?
I'm probably gonna wait.
Because your OLED's not that old.
It's really not. I got my OLED.
You got it like right
I got
before
it-
Tears of the
I got
Kingdom,
it-
didn't you?
I got it right before I went to college.
Okay, so 3 years old.
So like 3 years. There is still so much life in my OLED.
Yeah.
But I'm
Arguably,
also like,
there is in mine too, but I think I'm gonna sell
Right.
it to my sister because she
Right.
has like an OG Switch,
right,
and
and it's
and she doesn't
See-
necessarily need a Switch 2.
right.
So
Here's the thing. I am a Mario Kart fiend, And so the second Mario Kart 9 comes out, I'm going to get so much FOMO. I'm just going to be like, but I couldn't justify the purchase.
I'll come over because you'll have an apartment
Please.
by then.
Yeah.
Okay, so the speculation is released sometime June, July. Because they have all these in-person events that go until June 1st. So they're not going to, release it before that. So, yeah, I'll come over because you'll have an apartment by then. I'll set it up. We can rock some Mario Kart 9.
It's gonna be great.
Be great.
Yeah. Maybe when I graduate, that'll be like my hey, you actually have free time now present to myself. I'll just get a Switch too.
Yeah. No.
Because also if you have one, I want to play with you. And I know other people that'll get one, and I'm just like, dang it, I really can't afford that. Gosh.
That's why I'm kind of glad it's coming out in the summer because I'm like, okay, it gives me plenty of time to save up. I got 6 months, 5 months-ish. If I save
Start a little savings goal.
We'll be good.
Start a little savings goal. Make a little chart on your wall, and you can fill it in with marker every week.
Yeah.
It'll be great.